So welcome to today's webinar. It is one of our series of children's rights thematic webinars that Children in Wales are running. And today's webinar is, as you'll see on the screen, empowering the voices of parents and carers in Wales. And it also is going to be launching the Parents Connect project that Children in Wales are doing. So we're really excited for today's webinar and thank you for joining us. Right, we've got a few housekeeping rules, but first of all, my name is Anna Westall and I will be chairing the webinar today, and I'm a policy officer in Children in Wales and I focus on early years, family support and parenting. So if you've been to our webinars before, we just have a few kind of basic housekeeping rules. As you'll notice, your camera and microphone have been muted for this webinar. But that doesn't mean we don't want you to participate. We're really keen for you to be involved. So what we will have is a question and answer session at the end of the presentations this morning. So as you're listening to the presentations, if you have any questions that you'd like to put forward to the presenters, please type them into the chat and I will make sure that these get relayed to the presenters at the end. I can also see that you may have a Q&A button at the top. If you do, you can use that function as well to submit a question and I will pick them up either way. So the event is going to be recorded and it will be uploaded to our website shortly after today. And also all the presentations you see will be circulated as well for everybody that's attended, so you'll have all the information, and if other things are mentioned by the presenters, we'll make sure that you have links and anything else that you need in regards to what they're presenting today. So we're delighted to have a fantastic range of speakers on today's topic, and as you can see on your screen now, these are the people that are going to be talking to us, and we're going to hear about some fantastic work that's happening across Wales to empower parents and carers' voices. So enjoy listening and then make sure that as you're listening that you type any questions you have into the chat, and we will make sure that we give these to the presenters at the end. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to my colleague Fatia, who's going to officially launch the Parent Connect project and share about the importance of parent voices in support of children and young people's rights. So over to you, Fatia.
Thank you, Anna. Bore da, good morning. My name is Fataha Ali and I'm the Lead Development Officer on the Parents Connect Wales project. I'm really excited to have so many of you here today for the launch of Children in Wales's new project funded by Welsh Government. So the project is called Parent Connects Wales, and it was previously known as Parent Participation Project. And today I'm going to tell you more about the project and where you can find out more information and just the importance of, and why this project is needed in terms of children's rights. So just to give you a brief overview, Children in Wales is a child's right-based organisation that is an umbrella for a wide range of stakeholders. We are a membership body with members who work closely with children, and we also work closely with the Welsh Government to ensure children's rights at the front of every sort of decision-making, especially in terms of policy. So some of you will be aware of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, and as already mentioned, the UNCRC. So here in Wales, the UNCRC is embedded as a core part of all policy and practice, and the convention lists a number of rights, which are things that children should be able to have, and they cover areas such as participation, protection, and provision. And this project will primarily focus on participation, but although it will cover most of the other rights as well. There are 42 articles that talk about children's rights, and these can be found on the UNCRC website. So the UNCRC, in terms of this project, recognises that parents are often the most important defenders of the children's rights. Clear recognition throughout the whole convention that of the importance of parents and the family to children. And this project particularly aims to promote Articles 3, 5 and 18 of the UNCRC and give parents this voice on behalf of their children and to promote the rights of their children. Okay, so why is it important? Why is this project important? So we did do some research in phase 1 of this project, and these are the kind of things we were hearing, some really powerful quotes about parents and how they felt they needed to be more involved in having a voice with their children. So we had some really powerful quotes around better provision, about parents not feeling heard, about lived experience as parents, and all of the different, these are some of the different reasons that underpin the project. The project aims to use co-production to ensure parent participation at the highest level, because parents have made it clear they want to feel valued, they want to feel truly listened to, and they want power sharing and a seat at the table, and for their contributions to really shape services in a meaningful way. Okay, so what is the Parents Connect Wales project that we are launching today? So this is an exciting new project to engage parents nationally with funding from Welsh Government. So the project is a result of a clear need being identified for a system to coordinate and build on the current work taking place around parent participation. So there is work in Wales around parent participation, but the aim of the project is to have something which is on a national level and which is coordinated. The overarching aim of the project, so one of the key objectives of the project is to develop a Wales-wide two-way platform for gathering parents' views, which would lead to more meaningful participation in the form of co-production. So the systems for children's voices in Wales are quite well established, especially through Young Wales, the Youth Parliament, the Children's Commissioner's Office. But do parents' voices get heard? So the current work needs to be supported, allowing parents and Welsh Government to have clear avenues. And one of the key things is that it's two-way. So parents are being heard by Welsh Government, and Welsh Government also listens to parents. So the key aims of this project are to establish a national forum to bring together organisations and interested partners working in this area across all 22 local authorities in Wales. We hope to identify and support key representatives in each of those local authorities to take a lead role and coordinate all of this. We'd also like to recruit a steering group of parents to take forward this work and drive the direction of it, and in a really co-productive way. We also hope to set up an online platform which will give materials and information and an avenue for parents to share their views on national policy and related matters. And lastly, we'd like to use a community-focused approach because this is shown to work, to really develop and support parent champions, especially to reach parents whose voices are not always heard. Okay, so we've got lots of people here today all working around parent participation. How can you get involved? And how can you be a part of this project? Because we'd really like everyone to sort of take part and be involved. So I've mentioned some of the things that we'd like to achieve in this project, and these are the ways you can get involved. So as the project progresses, we will be getting in touch with all of you, and we'd like you to get in touch with us as well about key representatives. If you'd like to be a key representative or nominate somebody for a local authority, when we are recruiting our steering group of parents, become involved with that. If you know somebody through your organisation who'd like to be involved, and also recruiting the parent champions as well. Okay, and lastly, we have got a web page for our project where you can find out a lot more information. You can find out more about what the project, the background of the project, the key aims and objectives of the project, and some of the work we've already done. So please do have a look at the website. I will put the website details in the chat as well to find out more information and how also you can get involved, and contact details as well. So I hope that gives you a good overview of the project. I will now hand back to Anna, who will introduce our next speaker.
Thank you, Fatia. Thank you. That's amazing. We are so excited about this project, and I hope everybody here also can feel the excitement. We just wanted to give a short overview of the project, and now we wanted to take the opportunity to have some people that are already working with parents to share some of their experiences and their journey. And Fatia's already mentioned about parent champions and that kind of community-focused approach. And our next speaker is Jen from Flintshire County Council, and she is going to share the journey that they've been on in developing and setting up a parent champion scheme in Flintshire. The work they did came about from a consultation they did with parents last year, and the consultation highlighted that they needed to find more creative ways to engage with parents, and Jen is going to kind of share that journey with us today. So when you're ready, Jen, we'll let you share your presentation, and we look forward to hearing about the journey that you've been on.
Okay, thank you. I'll just share my screen. And okay, can you see that?
Yeah, perfect, Jen.
Great. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so good morning, everybody. My name is Jen. I am the Parenting Programmes Coordinator in Early Years and Family Support in Flintshire County Council, and a lot of the work that I am doing at the moment involves speaking to parents and getting the views of parents. So this is, it's going to be a really interesting kind of time really to be involved with this. So just a little bit of background. I'm going to talk to you about how we set up our Parent Champion scheme. It's very new, so we are in the early stages, but just a little bit of background. So in March last year, we started our Parents' Voice consultation in Flintshire. And this is ongoing. It's something that's going to be embedded as kind of part of our service, that we do make sure we're getting the voice of parents. But what they told us in that initial stage of the consultation was that they do want to engage with us and with our service, but they don't always know where to find information about what's available. Word of mouth and local social media groups don't always share the correct information. So while they might be speaking to people and asking questions on Facebook pages and things like that, the information isn't always consistent, and it's not always it's not always accurate and up to date. So we identified that there is a bit of a gap in the information sharing for parents. So we wanted to look at kind of, how we could overcome that really. Parents told us in that consultation, over 80% of them said that it was very important for them to meet and connect with other parents. 43% said that they would value opportunities to volunteer, for example, as a parent champion, sharing knowledge of local services with other parents in the community. And 71% said that they would like to be involved in the development of local services. So that was quite powerful. And this is just a quote from a parent that I thought was quite key, really. Setting up a network of support families or parents to help others would be good. In Flintshire, we already have EPEC, which is Empowering Parents, Empowering Communities, which is a programme which is parenting programmes delivered by parent volunteers to parents. So we've got Being a Parent and Baby and Us. And that was implemented in 2020. Its success told us that parents do value learning from and are keen to engage with other parents, excuse me, and value the opportunity to volunteer with the service. We decided to join the Coram Parent Champion scheme, and this is a national network, and it's been running since 2007, helping families that are more likely to miss out on services to get the support that helps them to thrive. So just some statistics from them. Last year, nearly 300 parent champions spoke to over 24,000 families about local services, with around 6,500 families taking up an early education place. And Coram provides support to local organisations to set up and run a scheme in their area. So we decided that the benefits of joining Coram's existing scheme were going to be better than trying to start a scheme from scratch ourselves. We were able to benefit from their knowledge and experience and be part of a national network, which has been really valuable in setting up our scheme. We've been able to speak to experienced parent champion leaders and to the people from Coram themselves. They provide a lot of resources which really do help to set up the scheme. So Flintshire Parent Champions was born, and our aim is to share vital information about services and support to parents where they are in their own communities. We want to reach parents who may not access information online. And we want to have a listening ear and for Parent Champions to feedback to us what parents' concerns are. The Parent Champions will be central to our consultation work going forward. So it's really important to us that the Parent Champion scheme provides two-way communication between ourselves and the parents in our communities. So they will be very central to our parents' voice work as well. This is our leaflet that we created to promote the scheme. We started speaking to parents about the scheme through our social media channels, face-to-face at outreach events, by dropping into parenting courses that were already running, and by speaking to schools. And in April this year, we trained our first cohort of 4 volunteers with interest from quite a number of other parents for future training that just couldn't make this training, but there definitely was keen interest there. And some of the reasons that our Parent Champions have told us why they've volunteered. So the champions that we have all come from very different backgrounds, and they've engaged with different services themselves, and it's been absolutely brilliant to see the knowledge that they have already shared with each other. So for example, one has been able to access childcare funding that she didn't know she was eligible for, and another one has joined our EPEC Being a Parent group and then decided that she would like to go on and become a volunteer parent group leader herself. And that's just from the conversations around the table with the Parent Champions that we already have. So imagining that on a much larger scale when they're out in the community, you can see the kind of the impact and the benefit that they're going to have. So now that the scheme is established, we do have some goals to work towards, and these include, I would love to have a parent champion in every school, every primary school in Flintshire. And these will be the link between parents, the school and our service, providing information about what support is available, providing feedback to us about what matters to parents through conversations with them in their own communities, and helping to keep communication open between ourselves and the parent liaisons in schools, allowing us to bring the services that we offer to the school. So, for example, the Being a Parent programme. So in summary then, our scheme is very new, but we've already seen the positive impact in the way that our champions have engaged with us and given us insights into how we can best use them. Our Early Years and Family Support Service in Flintshire, I feel now, has a really strong volunteer offering with EPEC and Parent Champions, which work very well together, and this ensures that parents are involved with and central to the service that we provide. I've just added some contact details there for myself if anybody would like to speak to me about how we've implemented our scheme, and the contact details for Joanna, who is the programmes manager at Coram Family and Childcare. I'm sure she'd be very happy to speak to anybody about what they offer. And that's it from me. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you, Jen. That's amazing. It's inspiring, I think, hearing the journey that you've been on. And I think we wanted to use the webinar today to show people that it takes that first step. So you doing that consultation with parents has led to this in a very short amount of time. And also the benefits of actually engaging parents by listening to them. You're improving your services and what you do. So thank you for being brave enough to share your journey so far. We have had some few questions in the chat, so we'll ask those to you at the end. But thank you for your time today, Jen, for that.
Thanks for having me.
So we're going to move on now to our next speaker. So our next speaker is Amy, and Amy works for the Parent Network in Caerphilly. Now, the Parent Network has been established for a number of years, and they work with so many parents in their community. And we've had the pleasure ourselves of doing some work with the Parent Network, and a fantastic group of people. So Amy's going to share a little bit about the work of Parent Network, and then, if we have time, we have a lovely video of Amy telling us her story, her journey from being a parent, well, still being a parent, and actually to working with the Parent Network. So when you're ready, Amy, I'll let you take over.
Amazing. I'm really excited to be here today. I'm just going to attempt to share our presentation. Hopefully this will work, guys. Okay, so can
Perfect.
you
It's
see
working.
that?
Yeah, it's working fine, Amy.
Amazing. So good morning, everyone. I'm here today to talk to you all about the Parent Network. So a brief overview of what we do, where we are now. We have our contact information there. Feel free to take a picture, but I do understand, Anna, that these presentations will be available after as well, after the webinar. So don't panic too much about jotting anything down. Okay, so who are we? We came about in April 2000, so more than 20 years ago now, and parents were asked about their opinions regarding the local services, everything that was going on in their area, essentially. And from there, the Parent Network was born. The first forum meeting was held in March 2001, and of course, since then, we have just grown rapidly. Week upon week, we're always evolving and changing, and it's exciting to be a part of it. So we do aim to provide 25 groups, not only for the parents, but of course the wider community members all over the Caerphilly County Borough. I do believe we have excelled this number, and we're currently just under 30. And again, by the time of saying this, is probably expanded even more. What I love about the network is that our team comprises largely of workers who attended groups as parents themselves, and they were empowered and encouraged to volunteer and take up job opportunities within the network. We offer a wide range of support to parents and members of the community. So what can we do and what can we offer? I love this slide. So we can offer parents a safe place to connect with like-minded people. We can offer voices and opportunities around the What Matters conversation, and we tend to use a restorative approach engagement with the people that we work with. We support parents to create local forums, and we also support them to create constitutions as well. So we have recently worked with a local group, and they've become constituted, and they're now actively doing the funding applications themselves and really making it their own, which is fantastic. We have as well regular group meetings, and they provide a range of crafts. We do anything from cooking, sewing workshops. It all depends on what that particular group wants. So as I said, we work all over the borough, but every group is different. So if that particular group feels like they need maybe some employment support, we'll bring in whatever the group feels would benefit them. As well, we've just recently set up an outdoor farm allotment, hence the sheep in the slide picture. And again, the courses as well. The courses we do can be anything from safeguarding, food hygiene, to developing personal confidence. There's always something different going on in the network. Moving on from that previous slide as well, we are able to help support our members to gain qualifications. This can help them as well go into further employment, or even if it's not employment thereafter at this time, just to sort of support them individuals with their own goals and increase the resilience. We empower our parents to have a voice, which is really important, of course, to change and shape the local services and legislations as well within their area. We have also developed something really exciting with the schools as well. So we're going to be working with the schools and with the parents in schools to really sort of shape the things that's going on for them. We support the decisions to be made with families, not for families. So this is really important. We will never sort of say to someone, you have to do this. We will give them the tools that they need to make their own decisions for them. Also this year, for the first time in history, our members were able to be part of the educational strategy consultation. And again, it's just to make sure that the voices of those of families are heard when making them important decisions that affect them. We hold planet events twice a year to gather parents together. And again, the planet events are really interesting because there's an opportunity for people to get together, to share information and ask for opinions on a range of topics. We also help parents make healthier connections. We coordinate a parent volunteer project. I believe we have more than 90 volunteers signed up now, which is absolutely fantastic. And they have the opportunities and training to become the volunteers. We have a fantastic Parent Champion program. I believe it's been going on for more than 6 years now. And basically, the parents give a few hours of their time a week to talk to other parents about the local services available to them. And of course, we find that being parents, they can chat in a more informal way to other parents and really share their positive experiences on the things that they've experienced themselves with things such as services, events going on in their areas. You can see in the pictures here, we've got a few coaches. You're probably wondering what is that all about? And we've got an Easter bunny. We do Easter egg hunts. We've done pantomimes over Christmas and a mindfulness garden we've done previously. There's always something going on, and we want to give every person the same opportunity, and we make sure that everything is free. So pictures speak 1,000 words. Leading on from that, we've got an Easter bunny. This was done by a lady on one of the cake courses. The picture with a lot of people in there, that's one of our pantomimes we did for free for families over Christmas. So who do we work with? That is quite a question we get a lot in the network. As I mentioned, we was established in 2000 by parents for parents, but today we've evolved so much, and we understand that it's important that parents get a voice, of course, but we realise that everybody deserves a voice and a platform for that. So we work with mums, dads, foster parents, carers, kinship parents, absolutely anybody in the area. We're also looking as well to do some work with fathers. We would like to do more physical activities as well, so maybe even doing a dad's group, just to make sure that every single person has the opportunity to really voice their opinions. Here are a list of some of our partners. This is just quite a brief list. I'm sure we can always add to this, but without our funders, we wouldn't be where we are today. The support that they show us is amazing. So why should people join the network? They can meet others, of course, most importantly, to really get their voice heard and to shape the services and legislations going on in their area. There's always volunteer opportunities. There are opportunities for personal and professional development. The people we work with always gain support, and more importantly, we want to make people feel involved with their community. So a real sense of belonging is something that our service users have reported that they felt through working with us, which is lovely to hear. Some of our testimonies here, you will see the word family crop up quite a lot. So people will say that they refer to us as an extended family who's always there to help and support you. Again, the top one reads, we're a family with the best support ever, a great help and fab company. But Anna, I don't know if there is enough time, but I would like to share with you as well my own testimonial and how I came into the network and how the parent network helped me to find my voice again when I lost mine. So if there's any chance we could share the video, that would be amazing.
Sorry, I'm on mute. Absolutely, Amy. Thank you so much for sharing the work of the Parent Network. I mean, the amount of work you do is incredible, and every time we've attended, it's been inspiring, and the parents have been, yeah, we've just learned so much from the work that you've done. So I am definitely going to share your video. It's really, really, really inspiring. So I'm hoping this works. I'm going to share it via YouTube. If anybody has any problems, please let me know. Well, I hope most of you could see and hear that. I know that there was a few issues, but I will make sure that we share the link with you after the webinar today. But Amy's story is so inspiring, you know, listening to kind of where she's come from to what she's doing today, and her presenting even here today. It's fantastic. So thank you, Amy, for sharing such an honest story that you and journey that you've been through. And we've also done a number of other videos with parents from the Parent Network. They've been brave enough as well to share their story, and we're in the process of editing those videos, and all those videos will be on our website shortly. So we hope to inspire both parents to engage further, and also organisations to hear how beneficial it is. So thank you, Amy, and thank you for Parent Network for sharing the work that they're doing. And they've got some lovely comments. Amy, have a look in the chat about your story. So we've got one more presenter, which I'm hoping this lady is here because I haven't seen it. So we've got hopefully going to hear from Jolene, who is a parent working with Save the Children. So Jolene is a parent representative on the Bettis Early Learning Community Board. And she is going to basically share the work that she's doing and her role in making sure that parents' voices are both heard and really, really upheld in the work that's going on. So we've got Rebecca from Save the Children, who is going to kind of give us a little bit of an overview, then introduce Jolene herself. So over to you, Rebecca.
Hi, thanks so much, Anna. It's absolutely fantastic to be with you all today, and what an incredible inspirational speaker, Amy, you were. So thank you so much for that, and to hear what's going on in North Wales as well. I am not going to speak for long because you are going to want to hear Jolene, so I'm going to hand over to her really quickly. But just to, if you've not heard of the Bettis Early Learning Community, just to give you some context of what we're doing, and particularly today how we're working with families. So Bettis Early Learning Community is based in Newport in South Wales. It's a partnership of local professionals, groups, organisations, schools and families working together to ensure children in the area get the support they need to have the best possible start in life. And what we're doing here is we're taking a systems place-based approach to Save the Children. So this is something we're doing in 5 areas across the UK, and here in Wales it's in Newport. And hopefully the rest of my slide will come up. So the joys of working multi. There we go. So what we're talking about in our work here in Newport is about working in a particular place or neighbourhood. It's Bettis in Newport, small estate. It was the largest estate in Europe when it was built. And it's about developing new ways for people and organisations to connect, collaborate and work in new ways for positive change. And what I think is really important, our approach is people. You see, every place is defined by the people in it. And what's fundamental to our approach is that people are equal partners, and this really underpins place-based change. That if we work in a collaborative way with a shared goal, we and our partners can overcome some of the traditional challenges of power. And I think it's really fundamental to our approach that families are absolutely round the table and are equal partners in what we're doing. It's not about professionals paying lip service to families or asking the quick questionnaire every now and again. It's really working on developing healthy relationships with families and putting families front and centre of service design and the decisions that ultimately are going to impact their lives. And our focus in our early learning community is children under the age of 7. So all the initiatives that we're developing are focusing on them. Just really quickly, why are we taking this approach? I love this picture. I think a picture speaks 1,000 words if you're anything like me. And actually, you know, as Save the Children, we're great across globally, going into emergency situations of giving what's needed to alleviate suffering in the moment. But also we want to take this approach, which is actually going upstream and asking the question, why are people in a situation where they need to access emergency support, and actually to collaborate, to come together across the entire system, not just children's services, but with health, housing, education, right across the piece, and families at the centre, to really think about new and innovative ways of working. So I'm delighted that Jolene is able to join us now and to just share about how her voice has been very fundamental. She's a board member. She often, I'm sure, Jolene, you don't mind me saying that sometimes you've not you felt the difference of not being a professional, but absolutely everything that Jolene has contributed has had a huge impact on the work and how we thought and understood the area as well. So I'm going to hand over to Jolene, who is a board member and a representative of the Voices for Betters group. Thanks.
I'm hoping you're there, Jolene. If there's a problem, type anything in the chat, but you should be able to come onto the screen. After that wonderful introduction.
Fantastic. My videos are, I'm so sorry, what a mess. My daughter's name's on the screen and everything, but hello. I'm here. Right, I'm nervous, so bear with me. So hello everyone, I'm Jolene. Thank you for inviting me to speak today, it really means a lot. I'm Jolene, I'm a mother of 3 wonderful neurodivergent girls. I'm here to talk about the power of enabling parents' voices to be heard and the benefits it's brought to our community. How did I get here? I was at a really low point in my life. I'd had to leave my job of 20 years because my children were being failed by health and education. We didn't seem to fit in the box of what services were available. We were on endless waiting lists. Let me just catch up. Oh no. We were on endless waiting lists, being passed from pillar to post between disjointed services that didn't work for us. We were in limbo and there didn't seem to be a way through. I was incredibly lonely and isolated, which was pushing me lower and lower. I could see so many injustices, but was powerless to do anything about it. How could I make people listen to someone like me? The first opportunity I found to be heard was the inquiry into children missing from school. I got to directly tell the Minister for Health and Social Care what we were going through. For me, this was incredibly impactful. I realised that in order for things to change, parents like me needed to find a way to be heard. The next step for me was being part of a co-production with my local health board's neurodevelopmental services. It was overrun with referrals. Families were finding it impossible to navigate. It wasn't working for anyone. Where do you even begin when there are so many things that are broken? Instead of the people at the top looking down, making the decisions, they came together with the service users to find their priorities and identify what the real problems even were. The first meeting for me was intimidating. Who am I to be at the table with these highly qualified people? As we built trust and relationships, my confidence grew and I realised my lived experience made me just as worthy of my seat at that table. I now regularly chair meetings and I'm proud that my recommendations are being enacted on. The service is evolving into becoming family-centred. Barriers to access are being broken down and the impact on families is taken into account at every stage. I had newfound confidence and wanted to do more to bring change to the community. And this is where I found Save the Children and Voices for Betters. Save the Children had started doing great work in my community, and at one of their coffee mornings, I was asked if I wanted to join their Voices for Betters group. It sounded like it was right up my street. I'm autistic and I'm ADHD. In the past, I would have been too nervous to join community groups because I never felt like I fitted in. What does Voices for Bettis do? We get to discuss local issues that affect our lives in an environment that feels safe because of the trust we have built up together. The community we have created forms a safety network of support for others facing similar issues. We've been given the opportunity to have a say over what projects get funding based on if we feel it meets the needs of the community. Some of the projects we scored lower because we felt it had an air of parent blame, which we'd had enough of. The project that is going ahead is the building of a community coach, which will be used to bring people together for community activities and strengthen the bonds that we have. I've been appointed as parent representative and have an equal voice on the board meetings. I'm made to feel part of the team and that they want to hear what myself and the group members have to say. We have spotlight sessions where we focus on certain area. For example, one week was the mental health of professionals and the implications of this. So this helps bring an understanding and empathy for those we have to turn to at different points in our lives. We've highlighted the need for families of children with additional learning needs. We hope to move forward in the need for support for families of children with additional learning needs. We hope to move forward setting this up in the next few months. The difference here is that it is set up with the people that need it, with lived experience, so it'll be what's needed and not what people assume is needed. One of our goals for this is also to educate the wider community so our ALN families face less stigma and blame. The lovely staff from Save the Children are also helping schools set up ALN parent councils. These give parents an opportunity to talk about the issues they have with their child's education, make suggestions. They get more opportunity to build a relationship built on mutual trust and understanding with the school staff. I know I'm sat here talking to you today, but I'm representing the amazing parents I get to learn from and rant to every few weeks. I've asked what they get from Voices for Bettis, and this was their feedback. They said they didn't have to keep repeating and reliving traumatic events over and over, as we've talked about them together and now understand where everyone comes from. We don't feel the need to prove ourselves because we have a great relationship with the Save the Children team. We feel respected and that what we have to say matters. We've learned from each other and now have somewhere to come where we know we will get the support we need. We had Welsh Government ministers come and meet with us. Another example of how what we have to say is important. We are more than statistics and people living in a so-called deprived area. Those figures don't show the strength of having a community like ours. There was a meeting of all agencies involved in early years and parent reps were again had an equal voice there. It was an opportunity for a more joined up way of working and everyone properly understanding what others do. A whole system approach with the family at the centre of everything. There's a real sense of momentum moving forward. This way of working will have endless benefits to parents and children in our community. To me personally, seeing what can be done through nurturing relationships and coming together as change makers has led to me being voted in as Parent Governor for Diversity and Inclusion in my local high school. Helping the local hospital set up a panel to improve the experiences of neurodivergent people whilst they're there. And I'm sat here hoping to inspire other parents to get out there and be the change you want to see. Thank you.
Wow, Jolene, that was amazing. I mean, I don't thank you isn't enough. It was incredible. Thank you so much for sharing. And I think it's been hugely powerful for me to hear that, and I can see in the comments, so feel free to have a look in the chat. There's a lot of love for you and a lot of support. So thank you for being brave enough to be part of this webinar this morning. Been really touched by it, so thank you. Please stay on